So this is going to be our walk around video inside Bulltear Industries. We're in front of a bridge mill here. A nice American flag on the wall. We're going to be showing some machines and just kind of showing you generally what we do here. Okay. This is a Optronics bridge mill. It's made in the USA right here in Minnesota. The thing is massive. It's an 80 by 150. It's got just a ton of travel. So we are able to machine frames. We're also able to machine gear rack and rail and any components. This is our gear rack machining fixture. You see these are Mighty Bites. They run on a cam. We have a qualifying edge here, and that will straighten and qualify gear rack for our StarLab series plasmas. Great machines, 32 feet long, and just has a ton of capability. This is an 80-inch long machine. It's 5-axis. I'm not going to get into the cabinet of it, but it is got a lot of capability there. Here's another 80-inch long machine. This one was actually kind of hooked up. We got hooked up from a fellow customer who was a Jeep guy, Jim Willett. Hey Jim. And we refurbished this machine, great machine. And this has a 5-axis capability, but we don't use it for 5-axis. Linear scales, great machine. This is a large multi-axis CNC lathe. It's a super quick turn 28M. It has a 10 horsepower live tool capability. So you can see this is about an 1 3/4 drill. It's about a 7/8 end mill. It turns and mills. Great machine. Here's another Mazak. This is a little quick turn 15, and what we do with this is we make a heck of a lot of serpentine pulleys. So this is a 3/4 inch or 6 3/4 by 3 3/4 blank, and that will be turned into chips. This is another multi-axis machine. This will allow us to touch off, indicate, and machine any kind of AMC oil pump that requires secondary machining. Taiwan imports are the best right now, but they do require secondary machining. So the tilt rotary table, and yeah, it's a great machine too. This is a big 60-inch 4-axis machine center. This will do a lot of our ops, and most of what we do is aluminum. We do some steel, but everything is product based, so that multi-axis really helps save time. Nice machine. Here's another little machine. Got a guy here making side plates. We actually have to fixture it to a plate, and that gives it the ultimate in location. This is a small little manual lathe. It's a 1640. These are Brazil made. They were out in the 80s and 90s. Just a fantastic little machine. It kind of is a survivor of our real big industrial side of our business from the 80s and 90s. Bridgeport, pulleys, and look, it's got a brother. This is his brother machine. So that's a small run in and run through of our facility. There's a lot of rooms left and capability. Maybe we'll go back to the fabricating area. This is a shorty 5x10 getting work done. Customer wants to be able to hoist this up into his rafters. Nice machine. Welders. Smog eater. the automatic bandsaw. This saw will cut a 20 by 20 by whatever it is, 300-inch long piece. Uses a 2-inch blade. It's just a massive machine. Just a massive machine. Cut several engine blocks in half, no problem. So here we are in one of the inventory areas. We have a belt reduction piece here. This is machined from a solid chunk. The advantage of this piece over any other belt reduction system for CNC is that this hole is put in at the same time the surface is put in. We have perfect perpendicularity, and we're actually taking a gauge pin, hardened gauge pin, and we're milling it to accept the belt reduction system and the drive gear for that system. So it's just a fantastic way to run a CNC with a stepper. This is one of our Z-axis plates. It's heavily machined. These little pockets here will hold rare earth magnets that are nickel plated. These pockets here are for auxiliary tools. Everything that we do, we want to be the best. We want to ensure that we have the ultimate in capability. So it's just packed with different features, and that's on our StarLab series plasma. Here in inventory we have our little 534 plate. This is an interesting beast. It will actually pick up oil from the oil pan, bring it into the oil pump, send out to a remote filter. It also has provisions for the pressure valve. It's a nice machining job there, guys. And a provision for a plug or a sensor. So it's a nice thick plate that replaces your oil filter adapter in your American Motors V8. This is our Z-axis slide nut holder for a ball screw. It is a little bit of a complex part to make and has to be completely qualified before it hits our shelves. So this will hold the ball screw nut and attach to the linear rails, and all these surfaces are extremely perpendicular and parallel to each other. So it's just a fantastic way of using a ball screw in automation without having any bind from misalignment. Really nice little plate there. This is one of our torch holders. It's also machined and qualified. One of the advantages of this holder is that it has multiple radiuses in here machined at the same time. So you end up with true torch holding without a couple of points grabbing the torch to break that torch, even if holds the torch body very well. It also has provisions here for rare earth magnets and our adjustable mount that gives it 100% true location if the magnetic breakaway activates. Here's a little beauty. This is our oil filter relocation plate. It is much like the 534, but this version is nickel plated. I'm getting fingerprints on it. And nickel adds a 35 Rockwell coating to it. Aluminum is really low on the Rockwell scale. 100 is diamond. 35 Rockwell gives it an armor plating. This one has provisions for a pressure valve and also has an in and out, but will not pick up from the pan. This is a great replacement for your oil filter adapter on your American Motors V8. This is one of the side plates for the StarLab CNC. It's extra thick. It's approximately 10 inches wide. There's some heavy pocketing here, some lightning, and what this does is it gives you a superior build as far as tolerance goes, perpendicularity, and precision in your machine. All facets of that machine are truly machined to high tolerance to be able to have that assembly go together and be true. This isn't really a bolt together, weld together butchwork machine. It's a precision industrial machine. That's one of the side plates. Really nice unit. This is our Proton Z-Axis. This is a really nice system for plasma and routing. This features twin beam 25mm linear rails, an extra large ball screw. Each one of these linear trucks has scrapers and wipers on it, as well as the ball screw. All is greasable. The ball screw is greasable through this little axis window. It has a limit switch that is attached to travels both above and below, so we're not over traveling the machine. This is our magnetic breakaway in motion. Really nice slick breakaway. And this represents kind of what you would do if you had unlimited resources and all the time on machines that you could ever want. This is kind of come up to something real close to this. Nice system. This is just a piece of wall art here in our office. It's a AMC 390 crankshaft. Kind of a cool little, big blueprint. And this was given to us by a racer, a longtime AMC racer, in hopes that we would recreate this crankshaft. I think this is probably one of one out there. We do have a digital copy of it, and this copy is in pretty rough shape. Over here we have a 390 block blueprint. This is again given to us by a longtime AMC racer. These are kind of nostalgic prints, and in today's manufacturing you can reverse engineer just about anything, but the prints help. They're a reference and they're neat. Great pieces of wall art. Well, I think that's about all we're going to show today, but here you go. Enjoy the video, and I hope you have a wonderful 2017. This is Matt from Bulltear Industries.